Hey guys, Brent Gallagher here, AVENU Fitness in Houston, Texas. And over the past 3 series, we've been wrestling with this question of, are you financially fit? We've walked through these 3 points of, do you know your numbers? Have you determined a budget? And today what we're walking through is paying off debt. And debt is one of these things that I think sometimes has now just become acceptable. It is literally taken, I think, a hold of our financial means and saying, hey, you know what? That's the only way for us to run a business is to be in debt. It's the only way for us to grow, is to expand, is to buy new equipment, is through this debt payment process. And it's become such a normal part of our day-to-day interactions with our bank account and our growth mind, and when it comes to our business, that we've just accepted that, hey, you know what, but that's how everybody does it. But I'm here to challenge you with that just a little bit. A little part of my story is that we started off $220,000 in the hole back when my wife and I were 26 years of age. We opened up the gym, we had no clients, but we had this huge mountain of debt. And we looked at that mountain of debt and we said, you know what, if we can attack this, if we can take care of this debt early on, and now when we're still just trying to scrap our way to get started and we're working 10, 12 hours a day, that if we can take care of it now early on, one day we're going to be able to build this business we're telling a story about, and that story is going to be so interesting. And so we tacked it. Within the first 22 months of us opening our business, we paid off that $220,000 simply by these first 2 steps: knowing our numbers and then determining a budget and sticking to that budget, and not being a little bit of a kid and going, oh, I want to go spend this, I want to go do that and stuff. But no, we stuck to it and we said, hey, any extra dollar that we had at the end of the month was going towards paying off our debt. We sacrificed a lot of things along the way. I think things that probably people pointed at us and laughed at us and said, that's not the way that you build a business. But here we are now 10.5 years later, and we've done some truly amazing things, all because in the beginning we took care of this debt. So for you, here are the steps. Again, this is literally everything that we did to follow a path, a journey, so to say, is to getting ourselves out of debt. It was, we simply took a piece of paper and we listed out all of our debts, and we made a list from our smallest down to our biggest debts. And from that list, we simply started attacking the smallest one. We paid the minimal amount on all of our debts, but any extra money that we had over at the end of the month that we could invest into our smallest one, we put more into it. And then as soon as we did this over a couple of month period and we took care of that first small debt, we took that payment and we just lumped it into our next smallest one. And we just started working our way down the ladder, so to say. So from all of our smallest debts, we kept lumping them in. And as things started getting bigger, our payment towards them started getting bigger, simply because we were doing this, what we like to call our compound payments. Those compound payments basically meaning that everything is just doubling almost as we go through it, because as you gain this momentum and the things started to pick up here with business, we stopped sweating the money so much. We stopped making these decisions that based solely on how much money could we possibly pull in, because we were now starting to become truly financially fit. And then after those first 22 months of paying things off, we then in turn were able to turn around and I think renovate our facility to bring it up to speed with where we truly wanted to be. We were able to invest back into our team like no other. We've done a lot of great things, like taking our team down to the Cayman Islands, taking our team out to Darren Hardy's editor of Success Magazine, his High Performance Summit. We do some great things to truly build our team and build their leadership capabilities to say, hey, you know what? We just didn't get ourselves out of debt to take care of my wife and I and our family. No, we got ourselves out of debt so we could in turn build our team to truly become world class, but then also too, as well as we could take care of them in ways that they could take care of their families in unbelievable ways. So I challenge you this as we kind of close out this 3-part series is, don't try to jump to step 3. Simply start here with step number 1 of knowing your numbers. And it might take you a couple of sessions, it might take you a couple of months before you get a real good grasp of knowing your numbers. But then once you do, you have that ability to set that budget a little bit more clearly, so to say. The budget, you need that accountability partner in there, so don't try to go at that alone. And when you determine that budget, any extra money that you might have that you've done really well with staying within your boundaries of your budget that might be additional income, don't go out and spend it. Take it, put it towards your debt payments. And I promise you, after a couple of months, maybe even a couple of years like it took us, you'll be out of debt. And I promise you, you sleep so much better at night. You wake up and you have this new, refreshed, found energy of going, you know what, today I can actually take care of my community, and I can do what's in the best interest of my team and of my community, not for what it will pull in, not the money that it will pull in for me, but what I can truly give back to them and invest in them over the long term. So do it. Set that budget. Again, know your numbers, set the budget, and then pay off the debt.